the next tape job I will demonstrate is the wrist hyperextension. So Amy's a softball player, so if she went out to catch a ball while she's in outfield, her glove can get caught in the ground, do whatever, and the wrist can be thrown back like this. That can cause a lot of injury to the wrists themselves, to the carpals, or to the ulnar of the radius. So what you want to do is, I'm going to pull Amy into hyperextension. Usually that's about 90 degrees, which is regular range of motion. And then she's going to say, ow. I'm going to pull her out of that pain. I'm going to ask her to spread her fingers wide so that when I tape around this hand, that it's not going to squeeze the metacarpals together. And that she can still be functional as she puts her hand in her glove. Alright, so you're going to, a lot of times, like I said in class, you won't use QDA on the wrist and hand for thumb or wrist tape, but you can ask if depending on your patient. Alright, so I'm going to start at the wrist with the Prewrap. I'm going to come around that hypothenar eminence, and I'm going to come around again, and I'm going to go between the index finger and the thumb. With Prewrap, you don't have to pinch because it is flexible. It's not going to compromise the hand. And I come back around and finish on the wrist just like that. The thenar eminence is covered and the hypothenar eminence is covered. Because the Prewrap is very flexible and it's not going to compromise anything, it's okay to be on the index finger. You can tear it afterwards. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 proximal strips on her wrist so that the check reins have something to hang on to. So that's 2. And then I'm going to do one on the hand. This is where you pinch because once it gets here, it may crowd that area. You don't want to get the web space. Again, like I said, a lot of times I use my mouth just to bend it, just like that. Make sure the bend is in the web space. See how that difference is? Just like that. A lot of you ask me how to measure where it goes. Just like that. Okay? Alright, next thing I do is my check reins. Measure it off, just like with the elbow. Tear it. Wrap it around the hand. Remember that the middle of the check rein where you're going to bend it is going to go right here where the joint line is. So tear it around just like that. Again, this is never a really pretty tape job, but you do your best to try to stay neat and clean with your check reins. Just as long as it's going around the hand. So I'm doing a slight pull as I try to lay down these these proximal ends. This is the last one. I'm going to reapply that if it's not lining up correctly. There we go, just like that, right in the middle. Alright, so these are all sitting up, so just like with the elbow, I want to bend them under themselves so they're not in the way. Just like that. You'll see that the line of the check rein is right over this joint line right here. Alright, so you're going to finish off with 2 figure eights. When you start off with your figure eights, you find the wrist and the hypothenar eminence. Where is that line between them? Is right here. So I'm going to ask her to pull, have her fingers apart. With this tape, I'm going to put it right on top of that. Don't go way up here and don't start too much on the hand because your angle is going to be off. So you're going to come across just like that. You're going to pinch so it doesn't get in the web space. Come around the hand and go back around the wrist. You're going to do one more because there's 2. Again, right on top of there. You're going to pinch, go around the hand, and around the wrist. And there's your figure 8. Okay, so that covers your check reins. You don't need to do any more closing strips than that. So when I pull her into extension, she can't go that far. But she is able to put her hand in her glove and be able to catch a ball. Alright, that's it.